And it's me again, Wizard Visa, Wednesday, March 12th at approximately 1:30 p.m. I am at a graveyard, and this graveyard holds the grave of Lizzie Bordens' 3 dogs. If you don't know who Lizzie Borden is, you can look at my video, Lizzie Borden, and a past video that I did a few months ago at Lizzie Borden's house. Lizzie Borden had an axe, gave her father 40 whacks. When she was done, gave her mother 41. So Lizzie Borden allegedly killed her parents. I did a video on that, on her house where she killed her parents is now a bed and breakfast. I did a video on that. And then I did a video on where she moved after that, because she got her father's inheritance when she was found innocent of murder. And she moved into a house that they named Maplecroft, a mansion, and I did a little video on that. So I'm not going to leave her dogs out. The dogs are here somewhere, and I'm going to find them. It's a big graveyard. It's a couple of acres, but I'm going to take a look and see if I can see Lizzie's dogs. In the meantime, I'm going to look at some of these graves. Very interesting. These dogs buried 1906, 1912. So it's a pet cemetery. And if you've watched the movie Pet Sematary, you know I could be in for a very rough ride here. I don't know if any of these pets are going to come back to life, but when you watch the movie Pet Sematary, which I suggest you do on Netflix before you watch this video, go watch Pet Sematary, then come back and watch this video, and you'll know why I'm a little bit wary about walking around this graveyard. All right, listen, I'm going to go try to find this grave. In the meantime, I'm going to start looking around. All right, Lizzie. You allegedly killed your parents. You took their inheritance and bought a nice house, a mansion called Maplecroft. And you buried your dogs at the back of Maplecroft. But then when Lizzie died, they took the dogs and reinterned them here at 238 Pine Street in Dedham, Massachusetts. So what do we have here? Okay, Spot, that's an original name. Beloved. It's a very old grave. I can't read what it says. Nope. Well, the dog's name was Spot. Some graves. Sporty Dennison, 1908 to 1919. King of the family. Ginger Dennison, 1918 to 1920. Dream dog. This one you can't read, it's that old. Well, that's nice that these... Oh, you know what? Dogs are part of the family. I have 3 dogs myself. Dr. Foster. Must have been a very intelligent dog. What else have we got? Snipes. His name was Snipes. This is 1919 to 1931. Oh, he had a nice long life. This right here is Patches, 1949 to 1962. Yeah, 13 years old. And this dog's name was Rags, one of God's masterpieces. I don't know how you say that. Labid, beautiful memory in our hearts. Some of these are really nice. 1919, I was Sweetheart, Chin Chin. Brown Dover, 32 to 35. Oh, he had a short life. Prince Charlie, 1921 to 35. This is a spooky graveyard. Sammy, 1924 to 1933. Now they had a picture of this dog, 1917 and 1933, Pussy, but the picture is obviously, because it's so old, from 1933. Can't really see it. Now, Lizzie Bordens dogs, I might be going the wrong way. It's a big grave. Yeah, I still love this dog. I spent a lot of money on him. I think I'm going the wrong way. I'm not exactly sure. Ah, frisky. Our Bing, Boston Terrier, 1932 to 1946. Mr. and Mrs. Frank W. Baldwin. Some of these graves are so old, the lichen is on them and you can't read them. Heather, Queen of Scotties, our precious pet whose sweet memory is a glorious treasure. 1939, 1944. Wow, died after only 5 years, poor thing. It's a big graveyard. This dog's name was Igloo. He was more than a friend. Wonder if he was Eskimo. Prince Lufkin. By day and by night, he guarded the home and patiently watched for his master to come home. With uplifted paws, he showed his affection, ever faithful and true with loving devotion. 1915 and 1925. Oh, Prince, you're a good boy. This had to be a grave. Unfortunately, well, maybe not. It might be just a rock. This is nice. This is old. This is right behind the Animal Rescue League of Boston in Dedham, Massachusetts, 238 Pine Street. Just go past the barn, go all the way straight down. Sit, stay. Oh, okay. That's the graveyard. It goes all the way over to this direction. Goes way over there. So, this is nice, a nice little portico they have here. And they've been fixing it up to keep it in good condition, which is nice. So as we come down here more, now I looked up online directions to Lizzie Bordens' 3 dogs grave. I don't know if I got it right, but I'm going to try to find it. This is a nice little structure. I wonder what it is. It's old. Like a little seat here. And by the way, they don't bury pets here anymore because it's all filled up. So the cemetery is no longer here. Well, as far as burying dogs, you can't do that here anymore, which is a shame, but I mean, I suppose they run out of land. Oh, there's bury cats here too. Mini Cheever. The cat, 1940. Aged 18 years and 11 months, almost 19 years old. Oh, that is an old cat. Yep. Jesse, you had some wealthy parents. My goodness. Now, what kind of a dog is that? Shih Tzu maybe? I'm not sure. Probably good likeness. All right, let's go back down here. This dog's name is literally Fido. Faithful something of Pine Ridge. Fido, 1907 to 1919, and Basil from 1909 to 1929, it looks like. A lot of these dogs, they give them last names, except for this one, Rex. Interesting name for a dog, Betty. The radio dog, Linwood Fraser. Tammy, we're not going to forget you, honey. 1928, you're over by a bush. Somebody, we're not going to let Chico go without some recognition too, because your grave is being overgrown. Lady up there walking her dog let me know that Admiral Birds' dog is buried here. I'll have to try to find that before I leave. Admiral Bird, his dog is buried here, along with some other famous people's dogs. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit more homework to let you know whose dogs are here, other than Lizzie Borden and Admiral Bird. I hear there's other people's here, other famous people's dogs. Like Baby. All right. Sandy. If you haven't noticed, I am a big pet lover, especially dogs. That's too bad that broke off. I don't know who's buried there. This is an oldie. Let's see here. Oh yeah, you can't even see the writing on it anymore because it wore off. It's up this way? Oh, thank you. Yep, she just, she told me Admiral Birds up here to the right. This is nice. This is a nice one. 20 years old. Gone but not forgotten. What's the name? Faithful friend, baby darling. All right. Here's another grave. It's just number 17. So obviously the person was probably pretty poor, and the poor people really couldn't afford to bury their dogs with a headstone, so they just got a number. Like that's number 20, that's number 18. So the poorer people really couldn't afford it. It's a shame, but you know, at least they were able to bury them in a nice graveyard, you know. So you could be stepping on graves, not even know it. This has some type of a plaque in loving memory of Tommy Atkins, baby Tom. 1918 to 1926, Margaret L. Wood, buried here with just a, see, they had a, here it is right here. And the head, they had a head on for the dog. It fell off. That's a shame. But, you know, these graves are very old. They get weathered. They're 70, 80, 100, 120, 130 years old. Here we go. Borden. This is Lizzie Borden's dogs. Ronald Stewart. They have their own last names. Ronald Stewart, Royal Nelson, and Laddie Millen. Sleeping a while. Somebody left a coin. I don't have a coin with me. but I will leave a stone. All right, there you go. As a sign of respect to Lizzie's dogs, Donald, Royal, and Laddie. And in case anybody wants to find it, I'll show the surroundings. So up the hill to go out is that way. So you would have to come in and like literally go around, and it's at the end of the rock wall. Wonder if there's anything down here. Oh, they buried a parrot. Look at this, they buried a parrot. I guess they bury everything here. Oh, a pet parrot, Polly, 1893 to 1911. Wow. That bird was over 20 years old. Huh. That parrot's probably the oldest grave that I've seen in here, 1890. They love their parrot. People love their pets. See, this is why you're stepping on these graves you don't even know. It's just a number, you know. The memory of Toby Goodridge. He died in October 1911. It's a shame dogs, especially dogs, don't live that long. They're full of love. They love you to death. They're happy as hell to see you. You know, and most dogs live 10 to 13 years, and that's it. 1888 to 1910, this dog's name was Dewey. 1919 to 1930, Susanna Hull. Yeah, you know, you love these dogs. You know, 1897 and 1911. And it's a quiet place. It's a beautiful place for these dogs. Hegel. 1906 to 1923. Just a baby to Mr. and Mrs. Alfred A. Hennett. 1923. And the funny thing is Hegel, is that the parents of these dogs, the people who buried them, are now gone too. Hopefully they're reunited with their pets. I believe that they are. Little Nancy, 1904 to 1914. It's just this is amazing. 1898, Trixie to 1907. Faithful and true, as most dogs are, if not all of them. Yeah. Such a beautiful place. Okay, so little did I know, in the beginning of this video, or near the beginning, I saw a grave of a dog named Igloo. And I was wondering if he was from Alaska and an Eskimo owned him. But guess whose dog Igloo is? He was more than a friend. This is Admiral Birds' dog. This is his dog. This is where he's buried. So Admiral Bird was the first person to reach both the North Pole and the South Pole by air. And he was an adventurer, climbed mountains, and it's really just a big rock. It's not really, I mean, it's not carved out or anything really except for the name, but it is big. And it's funny, North and South Pole is, especially the North Pole, he named his dog Igloo, which, why wouldn't he? But so today we've seen Lizzie Bordens' dog's grave, the three of them, and Igloo, the dog of General Bird. Yep. Didn't know that. So there are dogs, cats, lizards, monkeys, rabbits, a horse buried in this graveyard, which officially was opened in 1907, although I do see graves from the 1800s here. I'll show you an example of one of the graves. Here's an example. This one is for a horse that died in 1994, born in 1956. His name was Prescott. Never in the history of the Boston Mounted Police, so he was a police horse, has there been a nobler steed, graced with poise and stout-headedness. Goodbye, old friend and comrade, until we meet again in those verdant pastures. So this was a police horse buried by the Boston Mounted Police. Gypsy, this is the name of a Dalmatian I used to have. It's not my, obviously not, it's not her grave, but this is the name of a dog I had, Gypsy. Gypsy was a Dalmatian that got hit by a car, and well, I miss her greatly. And my dog died in '78, this dog died in '76. And you can see the graves behind me. It's a fairly big place. 2 acres of beloved pets. And if you have owned a pet, and most of you have, you know how heartbreaking it is when you either have to put them asleep or they die, or they get into an accident and they die. It's a sad day. It's like losing a family member. Well, guys, with that being said, and all that needs to be said was said. These pets loved and protected. These people, like most pets do, if not all pets. And I just wanted to say God bless all these animals, and hopefully the people who have passed on, who own these pets, are with these pets today in a better place. Wizard of Visa, watch my next video, press the like button, press the subscribe button, press the bell so you'll know when I put up another video. God bless these animals. We'll see you in the next video.